It might not be acceptable at the time, but at least you can show that I have something ready. It's just that I lost it. It's me again, Joy Fajardo, and for today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the things that you have to bring to Canada during your first flight. First up would be the very basics. So of course, don't forget your passport, your visa, and all the other necessary documents that's required in the airport. For example, if you're coming from Philippines and you're gonna fly as a worker and you're under LMIA or LAMIA, you have to bring in your OEC and you have to do your PDOS and all this stuff. So all the documents that proves that you're already done with those steps, you have to bring them. I would also suggest that you bring a copy of those original documents. Have a copy that's on your luggage and have the originals on your hand carry. Or otherwise, I'd recommend that you save a soft copy on your thumb drive or say on a Google Drive. The reason why I'd recommend bringing in another copy of it is just in case you lost the original documents or for some reason you cannot find it or you left it somewhere and you cannot remember where it was. So at least you have a backup document. It might not be acceptable at the time, but at least you can show that I have something ready. It's just that I lost it or something like that. It's very good, especially if you're a first-time overseas Filipino workers, I would say, just to make sure that everything will be smooth. You also have to make sure that you have to bring money, both in Canadian dollar and in the monetary unit that's on your country of residence. The reason behind that is because airports normally charge some sort of additional fee. I'm not so sure what exactly it's called, but I have another video that I discussed the amounts that we are charged in the airport. I'm going to show you the link up here. You can visit that video so you know exactly how much it is charged in the Philippines. I'd also recommend that you bring in cash if it's below $10,000 for each person rather than bringing bank draft or doing money transfer here in Canada. Reason behind that is to avoid hassle and also charges. Besides that, the next thing that I'd recommend that you will need to bring are medications. Although the health system here in Canada is very efficient, it is still advised that you bring the basic medications that already suits your body needs. What I mean by that is, normally if you migrate to another country, they have a different version of the medication that you have in your country. For example, in Philippines, Biogesic is very popular. It's a brand for a paracetamol. In Singapore, it's Panadol, I think. So every country would have a different sort of brand or a different name for certain medicines, and those medications might not be so suitable for you because your body haven't adapted to that medicine yet. It's better to be prepared. Let's talk about clothing. Now for the clothing, the first thing you have to consider is the climate or the season that you'll be coming here in Canada. If you're going to be coming here around summertime, I'd recommend that you just bring the usual clothes that you're wearing. Except, of course, try to limit it into a certain number of pairs. Don't bring too much. For the luggage, if I'm not mistaken, every person is allowed to bring in 2 check-in luggages that's equivalent to 22 or 23 kilograms, and then hand carry that's equivalent to 7 kilograms, plus a personal bag, which only should have some personal stuffs like your wallet, your phone, your passport, and the like. If you're gonna go to connecting flight, it's very tough. It's because like what happened to us when we checked in the Philippines, I have 2 luggages and my husband got another 2 luggages. 2 of them are just nice, it's okay, it's good to go, but the other 2 are extra for I think a kilo. So we have to take out a few stuffs and transfer it to our hand carry. So we're good to go after that. Now, when we connect to Vancouver, when we checked in again, the other 2 luggages that we never touched in the Philippines suddenly became over baggaged. So we have to open those and transfer them to the other 2 luggages, which is now below the limit. And then once we stopped in Calgary, again, there's another 2 luggages that are over baggaged. So it's better to be safe, to be sure that you have to be within that kilogram. Good thing I have Kiko with me, so there's someone who's helping me open and close and, you know, put on the weighing machine. But imagine if you're just alone and you're a lady, it will be very tough to open everything up and bring it. Imagine that's 20 kilograms. As for the shoes, it's the same thing. Don't bring too much. It depends on if you already had a job. So whatever you need for that job, if you need a black shoes, if you need a rubber shoes, whatever it is, just stuck it in there, but don't bring too much. If your job has a uniform, then it's even better because you don't have to bring a lot of clothes, because most of the time you'll be at work, and at the end of the day you can still buy clothing from here. It's less hassle. If you're gonna be arriving here in Canada around winter, that is a game changer, because somehow I'd recommend that you bring some winter jackets, winter clothes, winter shoes, whatever, some bonnets and some gloves. For the winter jackets, I'd recommend you bring 1 or 2 of them. Don't bring a lot. Reason is because it's even more expensive to buy them from the country where you are at right now, especially if you're not experiencing winter in that country as compared to buying it from here. It's a staple in Canada to buy a winter jacket, so it's pretty cheap here. Quality is even better and you have even more options. So don't bring too much winter jackets. We never bring winter boots. Besides clothing, of course, another important thing to bring are some food. When you arrive in Canada, you're not familiar with the place, you might not know anybody and so on. So it's better to have something to eat as soon as you arrive. What I'd recommend you bring would be some cup noodles, would be nice, of course. Something warm after a long flight would be good. And if you're a fan of coffee, just bring some Train 1 coffee, would be nice as well. The reason for bringing in some stock, some food, is just for you to have something to eat for the first few days, 1-2 days, just in case. Do I recommend canned goods earlier? I don't think canned goods are allowed, so you have to check on that. I never bring canned goods just to be safe. Another thing would be a set of pillow cases and sheets. So maybe a piece of bed sheet, a couple of pieces of pillowcase, and if you still have a bit of space in your luggage, maybe a blanket, not really a thick blanket, but maybe just a small one like this would do. Pillow, if you have the magic throw pillow, when you buy it, it's very thin and it will just be so big when you take it out of its package. You can bring one of that if you want. I think it's recommendable to bring that as well. For the bags, I do not recommend you bring a lot unless you're traveling, like you really want to go for a tour and you want to change like your bags and outfit to matchy thingy, then by all means you can do that. But if you're gonna be here for a long time, I'd recommend you spend most of the weight on something more essential rather than your bags. Makeups and other hygienic stuff like toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, soap, your facial wash, your feminine wash, cleanser, facial cleanser, your makeups. If you have a very sensitive skin and you really have to have a certain brand, like me, I brought a lot of Silka soap. It's because I've been using that for quite a while. It depends on you, but if it's on the box, I'll recommend you take it out of the box just for it not to consume a lot of space. Toothpaste, of course, very important. Toothpaste and toothbrush, I'd recommend that you put it on your hand carry so that you can brush your teeth when you're on the connecting flight if you want. For me, I'm more comfortable if I brush my teeth every now and then. Shampoo and conditioner, I'd recommend you bring maybe just a small one, just for the first few days, as I've mentioned. I'd not recommend bringing in instruments like guitar. You can buy them here. Kiko has one. He brought it from Singapore to Philippines, but he never brought it from Philippines to Canada. It might just get broken, so just leave it where you are and just buy something from here. I think that's good. Your gadgets. Gadgets, bring the essentials only, like laptop and your cell phone. Don't bring hair dryers, don't bring rice cookers, don't bring iron for hair or iron for clothes, don't bring them. Curler, hair curler, don't bring those. Your razors, don't bring them. The reason why I would not recommend bringing in electrical gadgets where you need to plug it is because the electric voltage, is it voltage? Yeah, whatever. The voltage is different. Things that might work in the country where you came from might not work here in Canada. So just leave it there and you can buy it here. Like as I've mentioned, rice cooker, iron for the clothes, hair iron. Of course, laptop is different because laptop is something you need. So maybe for that, you can just buy, is it adapter? Whatever it is, you can just buy something to charge it. Like for me, I had my camera with me. It wouldn't charge because the plug is different as well. So I need to buy another adapter. For my laptop, it worked. Phone, make sure for the phone, it should be working here in Canada. There are certain phones that's not working here. If it's locally created phones like my phones, I'm not so sure. I don't think Vivo will work, but you have to double confirm. Photos, if you like to bring photos, that's very thin, so I think that's okay. Your notebook, your book, if you had your Bible, bring them, of course. Just a small one would do. Don't bring too much. Don't forget to bring a prepared mind and body for work and for the temperature for a new beginning. So just bring an enthusiastic you so that you'll be able to overcome any challenges. Rest well while you can. If you are gonna come here, it might be a bit, of course, whenever you're starting something new, it might be a bit tough, so you have to be well prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. So I think that's it. Once you're ready with those stuffs, then I think you're good to go. I hope this video has been helpful for you guys, and if there are some other stuffs that I forgot to mention, please don't hesitate to comment them on the section below so people can read and they can also learn something different from what I have shared. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on the next video.